Welcome to this week's version of the All 49ers Roundtable. It's Grant Cohn, Leo Luna, Jose Sanchez, Maverick Pollock, and the newest member, Jack Hammer. Some of you people watching may know Jack Hammer if you've been reading me. He's been like the number one commenter, the MVP of the comment section 10 years in a row at the Santa Rosa Press Democrat. He's also written for 49ers Web Zone. He's been around a long time. Jack Hammer, thanks so much for joining the crew. How are you?
Thanks, Grant. I'm looking good. I'm doing good. Looking forward to it.
Good. All right. Well, we got about 8 topics that we're going to run through, and we're going to debate them. And at the end, you guys are free to ask some questions, and we can take some from you guys. So the first question I have for the crew is about the injuries. There's about 14 of them right now, give or take. Before I look ahead, I want to look back real quick. Looking at the nature of what some of these injuries are, do you think they could have been avoided with maybe a less strenuous training camp, given that there were no OTAs or mini camp and guys were going from 0 to 60 right away? Or is this like an unavoidable run of bad luck that's just bad luck? Leo, let's start with you.
Sure. So I think it's just bad luck. It's the after effects of what happened with COVID. These guys, they're not in their normal routines. Obviously, they still exercise and did their own little workouts. But if you look completely across the league, the 49ers are not the only one dealing with this. And fortunately, they haven't had it as bad as other teams. Other than about Jalen Hurd, seems like all these guys are going to come back within the first 6 weeks. So that's the one bright side about this with the 49ers.
I got to say, it's really strange to watch you talk without moving your lips, but it's amazing how you've done that. I mean,
I find it strange too.
That's amazing. That's really good. So it's okay. Sorry. He's having internet issues. Let's just all bear with Leo. Jose, what do you think?
You should sell that as a filter to Snapchat, make a little money, but I might buy on that. but no, yeah, exactly is. But no, I think I'm gonna have to write what Leo's saying as well. It's the lack of having all those OTAs and such, because sure, they're working out on their own. You would think that they're going hard, which they I'm assuming they were, but it's different when when you put it on the pads and it's all bang bang plays and you're just in game mode, because you're not even thinking about, I gotta watch for a particular technique. I gotta watch for certain movement that might contort my body in a way that's gonna put me at risk. So out there, they don't care. They're just going out there, just going to lay someone out, make a play, show off, talk smack to each other, which is like Mostert and Fred Warner were doing this whole time until it finally snapped yesterday. But yeah, I think totally that lack of that, because at OTAs, I think last year, right, Bosa got injured. So, he had a couple other scuffles in terms of that, of injuries. So I think the lack of that definitely hurt these players in terms of their conditioning or physique.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd agree with both of those. I think when you look at it with no OTAs, basically what we're seeing right now is those kind of injuries that we typically see during that period of time. It's very similar to what we saw in 2011 with the lockout. When the players first started coming back, we started seeing those pools and little things that shouldn't linger much into the season, but still an issue for at this point. One other thing too, I think, to look at is with the expanded rosters. And we're going to see 69 of these 80 players could still be on the team after cuts. So we got a lot of depth, a lot of veteran depth on this team moving forward.
Right, they're only cutting 11 people, really.
Yeah.
The 16 will have to clear waivers, but good point.
Yeah, I don't think the minor injuries are too big of a problem. Obviously, the Jalen Hurd injury was big, but you can't really account for ACL tears in anything. That's just kind of a freak injury. It's just someone taking a wrong step. Like throwback to when Teddy Bridgewater blew out his knee. There was nothing different that could have been done then. It's just a timing thing. Same with Achilles injuries. They just happen. Mm-hmm. And I think maybe the ankle injury like Ben Garland, that might have been something that maybe could have been avoided had there been other steps in place. But I don't think there's much difference between just lack of use in regular games playing.
Well, okay, I'm going to disagree with all 4 of you just to switch it up, because I feel like it's not the Niners' fault. I mean, they were up against it, but if you look at what these injuries are, I mean, Kyle Juszczyk, soft tissue hamstring. Brandon Ayuk, soft tissue hamstring. Nick Bosa, muscle soreness, soft tissue. D Ford, calf. K'Wan Williams, calf. it seems like these are the very injuries that are the most avoidable. And it's like, well, how are you going to do it? Not practice, like not have training camp at all. I don't know. Maybe it's unavoidable, but it seems like whatever the plan the Niners had in place was maybe a little too aggressive because there's like 7 hamstring pulls. So maybe if they were in the same position again, hopefully next year it's going to be totally different. I think they would probably tweak some things because you can't have, once it gets to like 7 or 8, I think you're getting beyond bad luck, but maybe I'm just cynical.
Yes, you are.
Yes, I am.